Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Triple B Experience. This is Unscripted 27. I'm Gary D. This man right here is Cable, back there playing with his action figures. What do you got going on back there?
I got some Doctor Strange. Trying to get some Doctor Strange in the shot.
So you think we're going to talk about Doctor Strange tonight, I'm assuming?
I sure hope so.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Is it worth it? I don't know.
I think so.
We'll discuss. Anyway, this is Cable, Mr.
What's up, guys?
Caleb Thomas. How's it going, man? How's your week?
Shitty. Till now, so
good.
That's good.
I'm glad we turned your week around. But
we'll see. We'll see how this talk goes.
It should be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah.
But let's bring in Rosie Brewer's baby boy, Bad Bubba Brewer. How's it going, my man?
It's going great because I had to make sure I have to do everything.
There you go.
Yeah, Rosie's baby boy, make sure he does the goddamn shit right so we can get stuff started. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a crazy week. I
agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's been,
Same.
This is the only stuff that I like to do besides hanging out with the other person in the living room. And realistically, this show could go off the rail real quick.
And it will. But anyway, Bubba, did you get your chores done or what?
Well, I work every day. Every day I do more work at my house than I do in my regular job. That's
a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. It is a good problem, and I don't care I just whatever anymore. I just go with the flow. I'm not the mowing my grass makes well, it's stress-free for me. It's relaxing, and I don't give a rat's ass when anybody says, like I'm heavy and I'm old and I shouldn't be push mowing. I got two things for you. I'm still going to do it. And
well,
you know what I mean? I like my yard. Like I got my neighbor over here, Bill Gates. It looks, he was weed eating today and he doesn't weed eat it around the telephone pole. It does look like shit on his property. And then I got the other neighbor here. They mow it and then they don't rake it. It looks like hell. So I'm in the middle.
You're the monkey in the middle. Okay. Well, hopefully your yard doesn't look like shit.
No, I take it. No.
I will warn you, Bubs. You do got to be careful with, the mowing the grass. I've known some people to kill over while mowing grass, and they.
Oh, that's not good.
No,
I don't do that.
No, so just take your breaks, drink your water.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm back.
Look out for tree limbs.
Look out for tree limbs.
Watch out for gopher holes so I don't break.
And your yard is big. Your yard is big, so just
but it's okay. Hey, Scoop, thanks for tuning in. Yeah,
stretch.
I do. I listen. So I
do
stretch.
yoga.
I listen to podcasting. I listen to Hair Nation.
That's. I was going to ask if you put on some.
I listen to the shows to critique myself on how many times I fuck up.
Oh, I don't listen to this shit.
Oh,
yeah, same here. I can't watch myself.
Well, I don't like watching myself either. I just like to critique to get better and better because I say 800 times. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
or ladies and gentlemen, 30 times.
I respect you doing that, but hey, my opinion is what you see is what you get. I try to do the best I can. I show up.
No, you do a great job. You guys both do.
I do say stupid stuff, and I probably say and ooh and all that good stuff.
No, I just
But I enjoy doing it, so that's why I show up every week. I get to hang out with two of my best buds. I
appreciate that. Yeah, life is good. How are you doing, Mav?
Busy, very, very stinking busy. I'm not going to get into that. You guys know, tired, but it is what it is. I try to make everybody happy. So, yeah.
Well, God bless you. You are
a real people pleaser.
I try.
Sainthood.
Yeah, well,
sainthood.
Depends who you ask.
But I don't make anybody. I don't make anybody happy except for the missus.
What about
everybody else?
You make me happy, Bubba.
Yeah, Bubs. I mean, I tell you what, I really enjoyed myself last Friday.
That made me happy.
Friday. That was a good time.
Friday. Yeah, it was a good time.
The three of us and Shane. I don't know if he's hopped on. He's probably sleeping by now. We got a little bit of a late start. I had a lot going on, working on some projects out outside of this and my actual job. And we didn't really want to start exactly when the Pens game was on.
No,
we know how that goes.
Yeah, that's crazy. And we
Unfortunately,
tried.
they lost.
Well, that means they're going to take it Friday night in Pittsburgh. But yeah, we can't. We couldn't go
Hopefully
against that.
Sid's okay.
Yeah, I hope so too. And I didn't see it, so that's crazy.
I'm hoping it's not another concussion. But anyway,
that was great with Shane Stodmiller. That was great. The four of us,
it was a good time.
That was fun.
I mean, the only thing what was really bad when we went down there, and Cable was my co-pilot, and I didn't see the concrete divider, and I fucking ran over it, and I went the wrong way, and my direction is terrible. And Cable's like, "Hey, Bob, you need to turn here," and I went that way, and I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but when we left Eden Park, we went the wrong way. But also when we left the movie theater, we went the wrong way. So I don't know if you saw us sitting in the middle of opposing traffic.
I got no direction.
I did, actually. Yeah. Shane and I coming out when we went to eat. I was right behind Shane in his sweet car that he has, which I don't know why he was driving that thing in the rain, but maybe I don't know. But it's a sweet car, lucky him. And he stopped and looked over your way, and I stopped and looked over your way, and I saw the sign. It was about the size of Canada. It said, "Don't turn left." Next thing you know, Bubs.
I follow my own rules.
No, you make your own rules. You don't
make them follow. Well, I'm a rebel.
Yes, you are. Without a cause.
Rebel. Without a cause. Exactly. But honestly, the cause was when we got there. We had 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there I go, ladies and gentlemen. And the comic book store at New Dimensions. I could spend all day in there. It was phenomenal. But we went in there with a mission. And we timed it perfectly. Yeah, and I was leading the pack when we turned around, and then I was behind the pack, and I was like,
there was a lot of walking going on.
A lot
of fast walking.
Bubba had his Messiah shoes on. His sandals.
Heavy Jesus. Jesus was in the mall.
In the rain, I don't know. Maybe he likes wet feet. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm lazy. I don't know.
And whatever, it was quick.
Yeah,
it was.
I don't know. Even Crocs would have been better than that.
Yeah, I got to get some. I don't like to go. I don't know. I just. It is what it is. I hurry up. I got off work. I went and picked the Cable up, and it was raining. It was such a bitch to get down there. It was like a monsoon.
It was raining like crazy. We ate. We barely got to go to the comic book store, which we could have spent all day in there.
Me too. Well,
then we hauled ass back to the movie, and then they say the 7:00 showing is only front row only. And Bubba, what? I can't sit in the front row. So
my concussions will fuck me up, and I can't see shit. And this is the same movie theater when me and Tammy watched Doctor Strange in 3D, and it took me an hour and a half to get to Katanning. Yeah. And then I was in bed all the next day with the major headaches. And then Shane told me he couldn't do it either. So me and him were on the same page.
So they were nice enough. They accommodated. They said 7:30 or 8. We went with 7:30, and we were on our way.
Yeah. They should have a speed line where if you bought your tickets online and you aren't getting anything concessions, that you can just hop right through, scan your phone, and go.
Yeah, I agree. That was kind of a waste because we had to wait in line for concessions.
Yeah, and we weren't getting any.
Because we just ate.
I don't eat there. I can't eat. I'm focusing on the movie.
I usually get popcorn, and ices are one of my favorite things. But we just came from eating. I stopped and got some snacks for Cable, Jeremy, and myself.
Well, hell, I had to take a piss twice before we even started the movie. The previews, I'm like, I got to tap out and go take a piss. I'm like, this is ridiculous. It was the root beer or something. I don't drink a lot of pop.
Let me ask you this. Did you guys make it back to see this for a second time?
No.
Not yet, but I think I'm going to go back there because I do like that movie theater. To me, it's a drive
nice
because, very nice. The price was good, $7.50 or whatever it was. And New Dimensions is somewhere in that mall, and I have to throw cookies around to find it again.
I know you just go the way we went, but make a left.
Well, I can go. We could go get something to eat. Me and Tam. Yeah. I want to take Tam to go, and I'm okay with driving. I'm okay with that. So
well, like I said, hopefully we get to do it again. What's our next one? Thor.
Oh, that was great.
Thor. June, July.
They should call it Love and Blunder.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't know. Apparently,
Not
he's
high
shredding the weight.
expectations for that movie then?
Love and Blunder is the spoof of a porn.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Love
you would know.
Love and no, I don't collect them anymore because Jenna Jameson doesn't do it. But
She
she
retired?
She retired.
Okay. Huh? News to me. I did not know that.
Yeah.
But that's
Hey, Darren, thanks for watching.
cool.
Tony, thanks for watching.
Hey, hello,
Look at
everybody.
the
Welcome.
Facebook. Yeah, I know it's right after the Pens game, and I know some people are probably totally upset. But
if you're depressed, you can join us and laugh at us.
That's right.
So,
yeah, laugh at us because we are unscripted.
That's right. We're going off the rails early and often tonight. So got through my first question. See if you guys made it back. My second question. I see, if anybody watched the video of us that we recorded before Paul Blart kicked us out
that was
of the theater. No, he didn't actually kick us out, but it was funny. He did ride by on his little thing.
He did.
Yeah.
He had a very judgy look on his face, too.
Did.
I wasn't real thrilled about that.
What are you guys doing?
Man, more podcasters.
Yeah. Guys that are trying to get people to subscribe and watch them, and they're standing in front of the movie theater like a bunch of ultramaroons. Oh, get out of my mall. Or it could be, I know you guys are younger than me, like by about 2 years, but it's
only a couple.
But Jim Crenn used to do mall guard. Ben Clinkston. You ever hear that?
Yes.
Freeze, punk. Nobody move. Get your hands up in the air, pal. Get them up. Yeah. My job is wasted. My talents are wasted.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he used to do that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down at the Hickory Farm Cheese, Hal. Get out of here.
This is great. Last week we had sing along, 2 of them.
Yeah.
This week we get some impressions. Life's great.
Yeah, but I'm copying on somebody else.
That's an impression.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, Jimmy Crenn was copying him.
Yeah, so it's an impression of an impression.
Yeah.
He makes a lot more money.
He makes a lot more. He gets paid.
For now.
He does now.
For now.
I don't know what he does now.
I don't know. Anyhow, Paul Blart was way too skinny to be riding around on that. I don't know. He must
I would have flipped it over if it was me. I would have ran right into the wall.
But Bubba called him Paul Blart to his face. Which, whatever. This is the same guy that we were.
Hey, Beth from Florida. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. The whole way
East
from Florida.
Coast bound.
Awesome. Bubba and I went to a wrestling show one time, and we seen Mikey and Big Bob from whatever radio show that they were on. He's like, who the hell is that big guy? He's like, he's bigger than me. Yeah. He walks up to him and said, hey, you're big, or Big Bob? I'm better looking than you are. Read this face.
I am. I'm ruggedly handsome. I'm a hot commodity, but I'm taking off the market. And I am off the market.
These two
off the market down in the north side for the fish market. I'm off.
It's a good thing you pointed that out, Bubba.
I did. I don't know. Hey, it's unscripted, man.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hey, people, we're trying to be entertaining and do stuff, because this is stuff we love and talk about,
Yeah, sometimes we try too hard, but that's okay. Well,
I do. I do. You guys, I do. And I listen to other podcasts, and they're not as dynamic as the 3 of us. I'm calling them out. Anybody? I would like to call Mark Madden out one more time for a guy who hates Ric Flair. Yeah, for a guy who hates Ric Flair, he uses all his sticks, sticks on his show.
Madden uses Jericho. He doesn't use.
Yeah,
there's nothing.
He doesn't
about
have anything original.
No.
I told Tammy tonight if I ever called him, I'd be like, hey, because he's gonna hurry up and cut me off, and I'm like, you know what? I got to tell you something, Madden. You know what I got that you don't have, even though you make 6 figures. I'm sure you ain't got laid since the Richard Nixon administration in 1972. And you probably had to pay for it, which
he could be paying for it now. I don't know.
Could
he has
be.
that much.
I
don't know.
Yeah,
maybe he makes that much. I don't know. I don't know if he does or not.
That was my jab at Madden this week, because I heard it and I was like, man, that prick always is stealing. For not liking Ric Flair, he's always stealing his shit. So just come up with your own stuff.
I mean, he used to like Ric Flair quite a bit.
Well,
Yeah,
I like
well,
Rick. I just heard Flair's new podcast with his son-in-law, and I
he's
thought
in
it
the
was
ring
better.
again.
I thought it was better than him and
Did you see him training with
Matt.
Jay Lethal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Really?
Stupid move. Son of a
Yeah.
bitch is gonna die right in the middle of that ring.
hey,
telling you.
Well, that's
it's
probably
the
how he wants
wrestler.
it.
That's he's
Yeah.
he's the Ram.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
can't. I don't know what the situation was, but his
It's hard.
his wife or
hard.
whatever, and I don't. He
He's
wants
an
to
attention
party,
whore.
and he just can't get out of it.
He's an
so-
attention whore, and I understand that because also I'm an attention whore, but I don't get any attention.
Oh, you get plenty of attention
guy.
from us,
No,
brother.
well, God bless you too. But yes, I mean, if I
It's
was
not enough.
it's
not enough
it's
for him.
enough. It's enough. Yes. Not to interrupt. Beth doesn't want to interrupt, but Beth wanted to know
Please
if
do.
Loki was worth watching, and yes, it is, Beth.
Yes,
Loki
that's probably
is worth watching.
Probably, I think that might be my favorite Disney Plus Marvel series. So I think that's what I said. Yeah,
It was my number 2 until Moon Knight rolled in and bumped the whole list down.
Moon Knight's number 1 in my book, and if people don't like Moon Knight, they have to watch.
I don't
the
think
whole
he
thing.
said that last week.
Yeah, I did.
Did he? Did you? Oh.
Mhm.
So there's how much I pay attention. It was very good.
No, that's okay.
I liked it.
But people
liked
are
it, but-
commenting on MCU shows, and they're not watching them all. You got to watch the whole show to actually have a concept. If you're only watching half the episode,
enough.
you're not watching the whole thing, and you're not getting the grasp of what's going on. And that just boggles my mind, and then I get all irate, and then I need to calm down because it just. Oh, you're welcome, Beth. It just look. This is the greatest form of entertainment that we all have. Is this stuff that's coming out now? I never thought this is ever going to be like this. When I was a
same.
kid.
I agree.
Well.
Kenobi in a few weeks. Can't wait for that.
Oh, that's going to be major. That's going to be major. Major.
Yeah. Before we dive into some Doctor Strange talk here, did anybody watch the pay-per-view last Sunday?
I did. I went to sleep.
Yeah, I
on
did.
Mother's Day. I fell asleep during the last match.
So did I.
The first match was good. I fell asleep during.
I missed that one.
Charlotte
a little bit
and
late.
Ronda, and I guess she's hurt. Charlotte's hurt now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I imagine it's a work.
She could have been, but I just took it as a work because God forbid if Charlotte Flair lost to Ronda
Well,
Rousey.
that was coming. That was coming. I just feel that they didn't have to do that and put it on Peacock, and it was just scrap. Like Impact Wrestling was better, I think, the night before.
Yeah, that card was lame, and I don't even think. I think Cody and Seth Rollins wasn't very good. I think AJ and Edge wasn't very good. They were nowhere near their WrestleMania matches, but those were the 2 best matches of the night.
Yeah, with Seth and Cody being the best of the whole show.
They were like solid, but they weren't anything special.
Yeah. See, I didn't see the Cody and Rollins one, but
did you think? Now there's a video. Cody, I put it on Facebook. He was, in the crowd real quick. He was looking at the crowd, and this guy looked like his dad.
Oh, jeez.
And he actually interviewed him, and the guy did an impersonation of Dusty Rhodes that was awesome. He had the hat, he had the American Dream shirt, and
Wow.
Jimmy says Ronda versus Flair was the only good match. I mean, everybody can. Everybody. That's why we live in America. Everybody has an opinion.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for
it's all
tuning in.
subjective.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've seen better, but
better pay-per-views. It just
WWE
is just. Well, they got rid of a whole bunch of NXT people the other day, and if they have 90 days, and if they don't earn up to par, they'll be out of a job now.
Yeah, well, that's what you said. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. But before we go to a different subject, because I know we want to talk about this major subject we're talking about, Scoot said, do you think the NFL will be smart enough to schedule the Steelers versus the Raiders on 12/23, the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception?
They're always looking for gimmicks and storylines.
I hope so.
But they also miss a lot of opportunities.
But tomorrow is the all the NFL's scheduling, and then we talked about going to see New England. I'll come out of retirement. I'll go down with Cable.
Bubba claimed you never had a reason to go to another Steelers.
Well, it's cold, and I don't want to hold my piss for 4 hours because
just piss yourself. It'll warm you up.
I don't want to piss all over the place because then steam flies up, and I'm old, and I didn't want to walk down and then walk back.
It was steep, man.
It was.
If mowing grass doesn't do you in, walking
No,
up
I'm
the
not
top of the
cardio.
Heinz Field definitely will.
Hey, I'm at Watkins boxing back, man. I'm getting my speed
He's
bag
Rocky.
up.
He's got his Rocky on.
No, I'm not Rocky.
Dun,
Well,
dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun.
I'm
You
not
need to be
Rocky, but
hitting the meat, baby.
well, no, he's got a whole bunch of bags, and I mean, it's
Bubba,
a good place
can you
to
do
train.
like a verse or the chorus of "Eye of the Tiger" for us?
I can't. That's too high pitch a voice.
Well, nobody said
Do
you
it
had
in
to
your
do it in
voice.
Do it in your. Do it in your Elvis voice.
I can't remember. I
Oh,
can't
do
remember
Elvis.
songs. Eye of the
It's the eye of
tiger. That's all. Well,
The thrill
speaking
of
of
the
Carrie,
fight.
Louis Sacca sent me this video. You guys know Louis. Louis sent me this video of the singer of Post Traumatic, Chelsea Thompson from Post Traumatic down in Homer City. And she was at Hogan's bar, and I think she won the karaoke contest. And she got a picture with the Hulkster. I thought that was fucking awesome.
Well, you should have been entered.
I need to get down to Orlando. Me and Tam go down there, and I know one Elvis song, and he'll be like, "Hey, brother, you want to come down here all the time because you're pretty good." I'm like, "Well,
you got to sing Real American."
Yeah, I'm a real American. Yeah,
Fight for the rights of
You've
listened to it enough. You should know by heart.
Hey guys, if I can remember 10 Elvis songs, I wouldn't be working where I'm at, and I'd be in Vegas. I'd be heavy Elvis, making money because I can shake, rattle, and roll. I don't know about all night, but I know I can shake, rattle, roll. Not like that new movie, because I saw the highlights of him. You know, did you guys see that? The new Elvis movie?
Cable
and he starts shaking it all those girls are getting hot in the crowd.
Yeah. That comes out this month.
It's like,
I think.
It was
it's
hot
like,
as you
I'm gonna go see it. I like Elvis.
It looks good.
If we happen to win the best podcast in Indiana County, maybe Bubba will do a karaoke for us in front of the Jimmy
Guess
Stewart
what,
statue.
you two? Guess what's cool? Hey, I'm gonna go eat a fucking Popeye sandwich Monday because I guess they're finally open.
Dude, I'm telling you, Popeyes isn't good. It's not good.
I want to try one sandwich because I guess we're getting an Applebee's. We're moving on up.
Holy man.
Yeah, to the city.
Wow. Indiana County, moving on up.
Holy shit, I know.
Jeez.
The only places I go is to the gym, Watkins Boxing, and the comic book store. And Bob's Pizza. That's four places.
We got our $37 Dollar General up and running, and now we're going to get our Popeyes and
get another one on
386. It's not that good. I'm just telling you. You guys are all excited about this. You're going to be highly disappointed.
Just let us have something new, Gary.
I'm just saying.
Mav, hey,
bad choice, Indiana County.
You get the free the free ribs? They give you 3. All you can eat ribs, they give you 3, and then they give you 2, and then after the 17th plate, they give you 1.
What?
And then you get
Applebee's
fries. Yeah, back in the day, I don't know what now.
I'm talking about Popeyes. Applebee's is fine.
Bubba's looking into the future.
Oh,
Popeyes. I just want to try one sandwich and see how it works, and then that's good. I don't want to.
They should have just made it a legitimate Chick-fil-A instead of having to go into.
Dude, Chick-fil-A, they're always busy. I tell you what, like their lines are the size of Canada. All the time.
Panera. What the hell's a Panera? Is that like a bread?
Panera bread. Something you wouldn't eat.
What the fuck am I going to go to fucking all you eat carbs? That's bullshit.
It's a lot of salads and soups and stuff. I don't think you'd really like Panera.
Scoot, we have Popeyes at work the other day. It sucked. However, people said we need to eat their chicken sandwich or chicken strips. Their regular chicken sucks. That's what Scoot says.
Well, he would know.
Yeah, Scoot says, give me a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, exactly.
I never ate Chick-fil-A.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, you know what, though? I used to like Kentucky Fried Chicken with the buffet and the pizza. And then you could, at Indiana, back in the day, the pizza. Maybe, Jimmy, maybe we can have a beer at the next movies. Oh, I can't drink at a movie. Jimmy, I'll be going to take a piss 20 times over. And we do appreciate people coming to watch movies with us. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Shane's a good time.
It's a shame that we got to travel.
Nice to meet him finally.
Yeah, we got to travel like an hour away, but I'm.
It's not. I mean, it's not terrible.
I don't
45 minutes.
No, I mean, it was fine. Hey,
I
enjoyed myself
for other stuff.
I got to hang with you guys and Shane. We got to go to the comic book store.
Yeah.
Got to eat. Got to watch a movie. That's all that matters. It's about 45 minutes, but that was Cable and I's thing because every movie we go to, theater gets shut down. So for whatever reason. So that was.
I thought that comic book store was closed. See, I did not realize that I thought it moved down to the waterfront, but it must have been another one that moved down there because that one at waterfront is.
There is another one. Yeah,
well, there's more than
they
one
have a
new
whole-
dimension.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're everywhere.
And I wish I would have gone on Saturday to see Jim Rugg and got my other, my first.
Oh, that
I got this one
awesome.
autographed. The New Dimensions had an autograph version. I wanted to get this one autographed.
Right.
But I wasn't able to make it. Again.
Oh, Scoot says he'll go see Thor. Oh, okay, Scoot.
Yeah, well, we'll be there.
Okay.
We will let you know.
We're not boozing. We're not taking a case of Bush Light or Bush. What's he drink?
Yeah, he will.
He
He'll
will.
He'll be pre-gaming in the parking lot.
Like, hey, Bob, sneaky 6-packs in because your gut's big and it ain't gonna matter when you got a half.
More places to hide them.
Yeah.
More place. I'll hide them in my bulge.
Well, there
I'm all
you go.
natural.
Oh, an extender. No, that comic book store was great, and
it was awesome.
I'm glad I got man, this is, and I know Cable with his action figures and stuff, and it's a great hobby. I enjoy it, and I don't give a fuck.
I almost went home with the Boba Fett cardboard stand up, but I retained myself.
Well, mine's the Mandalorian downstairs. I think I told you I had one. It was the Mandalorian with Grogu in the thing. Tam got it for Christmas.
Gotcha.
That's what I got.
See,
yeah, because they're like 40. They're like, oh yes. They're like $40 or $50. Like, I still want a Darth Vader, but I might do a fathead on the door because I have a little bit of room downstairs, but not much. I don't have any room.
But
I'm not a hoarder,
speaking of which, free comic book day last week. I got a ton of comic books. I went to my comic book store, Pittsburgh Comics. It was awesome.
Big shout out to them.
I've never seen so many people in a comic book store in my life. I was going to buy a comic book, but I would end up having to wait like a half hour. It was ridiculous. But I was ecstatic to see people in there. But they were giving out food. They had like hot dogs and cookies and pop and all kinds of stuff to go along with your free comic books. And my experience was, because I asked them, I said, how does this work? It was the first one I've actually ever went to. They're like, take whatever you want. Take one of each, whatever. And I didn't even get half of them. And I probably have a stack like this big for myself.
Yeah,
and Dylan.
You got more than me. In my store, we're only allowed to have 6 because they got to let everybody get some. That's why. Because some people will go in there and take 2 of everything, and nobody will get anything. That's what happened to me a couple years ago. I called on my break at work, and Josh, the manager, actually hooked me up, and he's like, "Hey, Josh, I'm getting there at like a little after 3. Can you?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll put him in your box," and he did. And big shout out to him. And we're going to get him on the show because he can talk comic books and his love for Batman. So I got to get that date set up and stuff. But but I went in and got 25-cent books. So I was going through the boxes, and this guy and his girlfriend or guy and his wife are talking. I just talked to everybody. Yeah, you know what I mean? And we were talking comic books, and I'm like, I said, we just saw Doc Strange, and they saw Doc Strange, and they were getting ready to see it. And I'm like, we do a podcast. I threw it out there, and he was like, well, what's your podcast? And I'm like, oh, it's the Triple B Experience. And he's like, oh, the Bob Experience. I'm like, the Bob Experience. No, I said it goes for Bad Bubba Brewer. I said it's my wrestling name back in the day, and I said I did the 3 Bs.
Well, maybe he was talking about as much as we talk about Bob's on here.
Bob's Pizza Experience.
Maybe it should just be the Bob's Experience. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But, well, if we, give away, throw away some great food. Now you're making me hungry because I haven't had
Wapaho.
I would smash a Wapaho right now.
Yeah. Hey Jeff, thanks for tuning in. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could slam 2 Wapahos. I could top that with 2 Wapahos and 8 pieces of pizza and 2 root beers.
Cable, can you one up them?
Could you do that?
What do you think?
Oh, that's a tall order.
Well, I know. It's all. I only do that when I get challenged and I feel that I can actually compete.
There's no challenge with me.
No, I am not trying. I don't want to challenge anybody.
I can put some food away.
Hey, I don't want to challenge anybody. One time we had a fantasy football thing, and we went down to what's that bar down in Latrobe? Dino's. Yeah, okay. And everybody was like, "Oh, hey, Bubba." Well, I got an order of wings, and then they're like, the big Johnson. That was the name of the sandwich. It was like that big. I ate that motherfucker, and then I felt my stomach.
You handled the Big Johnson.
I handled the Big Johnson, and then I went down to visit Tammy down at her when she was living down in Mount Pleasant, and I'm like, I can't even move. She's like, what did you do? She's like, what's wrong with you? I was like, well, Tam, I ate the Big Johnson. She's like, what the hell is the Big Johnson? I was like, it's this big sandwich.
Boy.
Yeah, she's like, why would you do that? Why do you fall for why do you have to do that stuff? And I'm like, oh Jesus, I'm gonna get sent into the corner, and I'm gonna turn to the wall. I was like, because Tammy, I was hungry, and B, someone's gonna challenge me, I'm gonna eat it, and I did. I ate the whole goddamn thing, and I had an order of wings. Too. Yeah, and I paid for it.
I hear you on that one, Bubba. I ate.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, finish your thought.
Nope, that was it.
Oh, I ate 3.5 pounds of chocolate pudding at work one time.
Holy shit!
My goal was 5 gallons, and I came in way short of that.
5 gallons?
You wimp!
5 gallons? Who the fuck eats 5 gallons of chocolate pudding?
Apparently nobody. But I
you and Billy Madison. That's about it.
Wow, Carl from The Walking Dead.
This whole thing came up at work, and we spent more man hours than we should have doing the calculations of how many pounds of pudding equals 5 gallons.
That's a productive use of time.
There was a lot of we had to get calculators to do liquid buoyancy, all this stuff. My buddy Nate, Nate, he ordered 60 pounds of chocolate pudding off Amazon.
Wonder how much that cost.
Oh my God!
It was up there, and
it shipped to work, or it shipped to his house.
His house, and he brought it in, and there was a pyramid of 7-pound cans
on the back of his truck.
It wasn't that bad. It was 7. It was only about 8 cans because they were 7 pounds each, or whatever that ended up being.
Were they chocolate or vanilla?
Yes, it was chocolate. But he screwed me because he got restaurant style pudding. If it was snack pack pudding, I could have.
Oh, you destroyed that. What's restaurant style pudding?
Really thick and heavy.
Yeah, because you don't eat a lot.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And I was playing. We have a big Bluetooth speaker at work. I was playing Eye of the Tiger and stuff to pump myself up while I'm eating this.
Wow, that's twice Eye of the Tiger tonight.
That's right.
I had the big can under my arm, and I'm just. It's the endless, a bottomless well of chocolate pudding. And I tapped your spoon? Normal spoon. It seemed like it was never going anywhere.
That would have been the challenge. If you wouldn't have just used the spoon, you should just.
I'm tapping.
People can die from eating too much chocolate, like how dogs can. People can too, but it's a way bigger amount of chocolate. And had I done 5 gallons is enough to kill a guy. Legitimately.
Pro tip here: if you don't ever have a spoon and you have the aluminum pilly thing, you just fold it to make it like a scoop, and you just.
Hey, that's what they do in in prison when they get their spoons taken away.
See, there you go.
Not that I know, but hey,
I've been a part of a couple food challenges in my past.
Anyway.
Woo!
All over the place.
Well, yeah, that's okay.
Let's get into what we're here to talk about tonight. Again, we all had a busy week, and I'm like, oh man, do I do it? I'm like, yeah, we got to do it. Yeah. We have to do it. We're here to talk about Doctor Strange. If anybody watched our video, it got the impression that these two gentlemen did not completely. How do I put this? I'm not saying you didn't like it. I'm not saying you didn't enjoy it. I'm saying maybe the expectations weren't there for you.
I have a big bone to pick about that.
We're little less than a week away, removed from it. What are your thoughts? As of now.
Well, for anybody out there watching, also this is going to be explicit spoiler talk. So if you haven't seen it, be prepared or whatever you want to do.
Come back.
Stop this now, and then come back and watch it when you watch the movie.
Right.
Because I don't need to get people pissed at me because, hey, Bubba, you and the guys gave us spoilers about Doc Strange. Look, we want people to watch, but we're trying to put it out there. We're stopping it right now if you didn't watch Doc Strange because it's been a week, people. We go early. We go early.
We gave you our spoiler-free thoughts right after the movie. And honestly, it would be hard to have a spoiler-free talk about this movie with everything that's in it. But anyway, back to your question, now that the disclaimer's out of the way. I feel a lot better than I did when I walked out.
Okay.
I know we'll probably get into rankings and stuff, but just to kind of give you a general idea, it makes my top 10, but not my top 5.
Okay. Upset.
But it's a different genre of.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horror movie.
I don't know if it's a different
it's a more
genre,
of a horror,
but it's
more
a
of a
different
horror
feel
movie
for sure.
It's more of a horror movie than an actual superhero movie.
MCU is kind of, because it's this all-encompassing thing, it's able to have genres inside of just being a superhero movie. Because I don't know if superhero movie would really be a genre, but like you watch Winter Soldier, that's a spy movie. You watch whatever. They have their different flavors. And this one's a legit horror movie.
Well, to your point, this one is billed as, for genre, it's for action, adventure, fantasy, horror, sci-fi. So they did include horror.
They got all of them.
Yeah. It was rated PG. I will say this:
the most violent one. It's the most violent MCU movie I've ever seen.
Oh, I thought it was PG-13. That's crazy.
It's PG-13. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant just PG.
Oh no, PG-13. Sorry, but it only scored a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb. Again, I don't really always go by that, but that's actually just average. It's not even,
This is a very divisive movie from what I've seen since opening weekend.
There's no middle ground. There's no middle ground. It's either you loved it or you hated it.
Yeah. So
that's from what I've seen.
Just to kind of set the stage here, before you really dive in, it was PG-13. It was 2 hours and 6 minutes. Doctor Strange casts a forbidden spell that opens up the doorway to the multiverse, including alternative versions of himself, whose threat to humanity is too great for the combined forces of Strange, Wong, and Wanda Maximoff. So, very misleading title, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably done by design, obviously, because of what happened with the movie. Again, we're shooting out spoilers, so they did not combine to do anything. Wanda from the get-go was a heel. Turned they hit the ground running from scene one on. It just bam. I can't say it was slow by any means. I thought it was pretty jam-packed. Sometimes felt maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I would say rushed, but there was a lot going on.
I think they could have did a little bit more. They could have did it 2 hours and 35 minutes. They could have added at least 20 more minutes of something. Like it seemed like it was, it could have had a little bit slower and added more minutes to the movie.
Yeah, I think it should have been at least 20 minutes longer.
Yeah. But again, from scene one on, it was just, not
Yeah.
I mean, that was action packed as soon as it started.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, and I like that. I really did. There was it reminded me of the Guardians, when they were fighting that big creature that, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it was like that, but that creature that they fought is actually, they couldn't say the real name because it's copyrighted due to Conan the Barbarian. It's in that lore, and the Howard estate couldn't, there's legality in that.
Yeah,
that's
they
why
changed
they
the
couldn't
name. Yeah.
Right. But no, just, I mean, I'm not going to say it was the first scene, but damn near close is when he went and visited Wanda. And, right off the bat, we found out what this movie was going to be based on. And she ended up being, again, quote unquote, heel, antagonist, villain, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, curious again, what are your thoughts around all this?
I love where the story went, and I love that they didn't advertise it that way. I don't have any issues with the movie on its own merit. I don't feel that it was that mad of a multiverse movie. We did get to see other universes.
Yeah.
But I
briefly.
Right. There wasn't a lot, there was a scene where they're jumping through a bunch of universes, and then a good portion of the movie was spent in other universes, but I thought there would be more of it, and I thought there would be longer lasting effects from them going to other universes.
Yeah.
Where more or less when the movie ends, it's just kind of back to normal, and it doesn't feel like the multiverse is going to play a big part going forward, which we know it should. But you didn't have anything like.
See, I didn't get that. I think it almost has to.
I mean, it has to, but they didn't. It just goes back to the normal MCU universe, and that's it. And then in the post-credit scene, Clea shows up, and they go to the dark dimension, but I don't think it had long-lasting ramifications. Like,
yeah, it did. It set everything up.
To me, it didn't see. I don't see that. Like they didn't bring anybody in. Nobody.
They didn't need to. They didn't need to because they set it up. And I know, hey, Steve.
Well,
Steve,
they brought in, but they
yeah. But Steve, it is a good movie, and it's good for Cumberbatch. You'll like it, but I'm telling you, Steve, you probably don't want to hear this stuff if you haven't seen it, because we're going way in town because we've already seen it. Yeah. But
but hold on, Bob.
Hopefully
let Cable finish his thought.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then you.
For my opinion, I don't think that much was. I'm sure things were set up, but just the way it felt right when it ended, there wasn't a lot of effect from the multiverse. And, there was nothing that tied it into the Loki multiverse storyline happening there. The WandaVision obviously was there, but for how Loki and Spider-Man No Way Home teased the multiverse, and in this movie, for me, it didn't connect at all. It didn't click there. And I don't absolutely hate that, because at the end of the day, it ended up being more of a Doctor Strange movie than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's a Wanda movie also, but like how Captain America Civil War.
I personally thought she outshined him, but.
Oh, very much so.
Go ahead.
As a heel. That's the only reason she outshined him, because he was the heel.
Well, she stole the show. I mean, she was.
I agree with that.
But the whole movie was about the whole movie was about him.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I feel like her acting, or her acting and her character just flat out.
She was more of a presence.
Yeah.
Same thing with Black Panther and Killmonger in the Black Panther movie. He completely outshone Black Panther, and that's not a terrible thing. But it's not like Civil War, how Civil War feels like an Avengers 2.5 when you watch it.
Right.
This felt like a Doctor Strange movie. He was still the anchor of the movie, so that's good. But I don't know if for me it delivered enough on the multiverse stuff. And there's a big rant that I could go into, but I want to give you guys your chance to talk.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I want to hear it.
I think expectations were an issue with this movie right from the get-go.
Yep. When
you put the stuff in the trailers that you put in, you kind of have people in the line of thinking, well, if that's in the trailer, imagine what they're not showing us, because that's what they've done in the past. Anything they've put in trailers, they've always one-upped in the movie. And I felt some of the best parts of the movie we saw in the trailers, and
which
Marvel
you guys even said Feige was a little upset with how much they shown. Yeah,
he was very upset about that, and they don't do that often.
Was that more Disney doing that, putting it out there?
Yeah, because he's not in charge of the marketing.
There you go.
He doesn't. Right.
Maybe after this movie, he will be, though.
He should be. I think. Now I'm really glad. We might have surmised that Wanda was going to be the villain, but they didn't show that, so I love that. But they showed the Illuminati. I didn't like that at all. Why
didn't you like it? Why didn't you like it?
I would have rather that been a surprise. And like I said, I think by them showing the Illuminati, especially for how small of a role they played in the movie, and by them showing the Illuminati in the trailer, that makes you think that they're going to go even grander by what they're not showing you.
But they didn't.
No, and it's not that it's bad, but that's just a managing expectations thing, because I really tried to do that with this movie. I kept telling myself, don't, and I wouldn't have wanted a million cameos, and I didn't want Tom Cruise and this and that.
Because he sucks.
He doesn't suck, but
I'm glad he wasn't in it either.
Yeah, but I think it's just a simple thing that now that I know what the movie is and I'm living with what the movie is, I really enjoyed the movie, but it was hard to shake. Like I didn't come out of the movie feeling super excited like I did No Way Home. Um, Maybe there was more to think about, but that was my initial knee jerk reaction when I walked out. I wasn't over the moon about it, but I really, really like it now that I've had time to come to terms with what the movie is.
All right, Bubs, you're up.
Well, I had time to,
Let it
marinate in my sauce. But first, Steve Schott said, "Did they touch on Wanda wiping out the mutants? Please tell me they didn't go there, and they didn't, Steve." But I just want to say that it was more of a horror movie to me. It was Doc Strange and the turn, which when they were in the field, she was already under the Darkhold already. And the only thing that pissed me off where they didn't do anything with the Vision, nothing about her husband. She loved him so dearly in WandaVision, and not one fucking mention about Vision.
She did. She mentioned.
Yeah, but not
blowing the hole through his head.
Yeah,
didn't feel a thing.
Okay,
the man that she loved, they did mention him.
Okay, maybe I must have fucking went right through that, but I figured that'd been a little bit more. The Illuminati was 3 out of the 6 original ones. They threw Charles in there in the preview to get people like biting. I think that's what they like to do. They like to bait us and bite us and
clickbait,
get excited.
Kind
of,
yeah.
So as soon as you heard his voice, that's all you needed to hear. You didn't need to see him on the chair. You didn't need that other trailer. And they didn't have Black Panther, of course, but I thought they were going to actually bring somebody in as the Black Panther. I thought they
could have had an opportunity to.
They could have. I didn't like the Captain. I didn't like Monica's mom being the Captain Marvel. I didn't like that. But they did that to probably do the Marvel movie or something. Who knows? Like when I saw Mr. Fantastic, I was like, oh shit. Okay, and they actually got the Black Bolt's costume right and his character right, because I watched that in Inhumans, and that fucking TV show sucked.
Oh, God bless you, Bubba.
Yeah, that TV show did suck, but they're missing the boat on the Inhumans, and hopefully they redo something later on. But Mordo was not an Illuminati, and Mordo was still there, so that's why I believe there is a little bit of something, because he's still there. And that universe, what was it, the 836? 836? 838. So they're going to be like, all their fucking major superheroes were wiped the fuck out by Wanda. So they're something. Mordo's going to have something. This is not the end of this. This is not. It can't be, because it's setting other stuff up. Yeah. Because I liked it when, Black Bolt, that Thanos, end with the other Doc Strange, because all the Doc Stranges are all messed up anyway. They're all messed up. He's all about love, all about Christine, all about, and then they had the What If cartoon, which actually the people that don't like What If cartoons and shit or animated stuff, it had a little bit of this in this movie. So if you didn't even see that cartoon of What If, you have no fucking idea when he goes into this.
You could still kind of get the gist. If you understand the multiverse, that stuff
could happen. A lot of people don't. There's a lot of people that don't, though. There's a lot of people that don't understand Marvel fucking movies or comic books, no matter what. They just go because, A, it's the hot movie and we want to take and go see a movie. They don't understand it, for real. I swear to God.
Yeah, if you're going into this movie, like if you didn't see WandaVision, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the deal. They explained it enough.
But if you missed What If, I think you could still get by.
Right. But even WandaVision, I would obviously recommend it no matter what, and it's also recommended viewing for this movie, but you don't have to see it, but it just does a disservice if you haven't seen it.
But that's what the Strange with the 3 eyes, that was from What If. That was the character from What If. So you're going to be like, I don't understand what the hell he's talking about, because he's trying to get all these Christines from all these multiverses. That was part of that stuff. And if you've never seen it, you're not going to understand it, because people just aren't going to understand it. It's not like I'm sitting on a throne of Marvelism here and doing whatever. Like I didn't see Wolverine, which I wanted to see somebody else too. I didn't see that. I felt like a lot of stuff that was, fan stuff. I wanted to see a little bit of stuff because you could have threw stuff in there for the multiverse.
They could have made it work. But how much is too much and how much is, you know what I mean?
But they could add a little bit more. Not Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider, not Eric Bana as the Hulk, but maybe Wolverine in that.
I would have taken Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I would have just took him.
I would have been happy with that. I'll be honest.
Supposedly, there's a scene where Wolverine showed up that got cut from the script.
Well, how the fuck do you cut that?
There's all sorts of rumors going around about stuff that was supposedly in the original draft, and who knows what's real or what isn't. But there was supposedly Wolverine was going to show up, and he was going to get murked by Wanda also.
But Hugh Jackman wasn't going to show up to do the job to Wanda. Sorry, he just wasn't going to do it. I don't blame him.
Well, then he's not. Then he's never ever going to do. I believe he's never ever going to do, and he's going to end it with Logan.
But this was the chance. Yeah, this was their opportunity. Yeah. They could have sprinkled a little more of that in, and I think that's where a lot of people's expectations dropped because they had an opportunity to do some of that stuff.
They had an opportunity to tie everything in and do everything because this movie was we never seen anything, and they could have went crazy with all these multiverses. And you could have. I mean, that's what it is.
I personally, I did like the movie. A couple of things that bothered me about it were I didn't really enjoy. I didn't mind the horror feel to it, but I like parts that just like I didn't care for her coming through the mirror. Like that was a little too like zombie. Like I don't know. I didn't enjoy that. And then zombie Doctor Strange. I didn't really enjoy that. And it wouldn't have bothered me so much if he didn't look so prosthetic or fake. And then him talking like he was with his mouth going.
That's because he's a zombie.
Yeah, but it was ridiculous to me. I thought it was dumb.
Well, I mean, that's because he had no other. There was no other Strange in the 616. And I didn't know when they buried him that they would actually use that. I mean, I thought that was pretty crafty. And American Chavez is a great character, and I can't believe I just said that. But
yeah, I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, I just think. But honestly, she was supposed to be in Spider-Man, so she was, and they scratched that because Sam Raimi actually
this
said
whole movie revolved around her.
Yeah, I mean, she was great, and she's going to be studying now. To be master of the arts now. So, I mean, that was good. And Wanda didn't give a fuck. Wanda wanted her no matter what, and was going to go through the world to get her. And I didn't, I mean, I understand about the dark. I don't know much about the Darkhold because I'm not into,
but we're going to find out.
I'm not into a lot of, I'm not into a lot of Marvel's. I am a little bit, but not all. I don't know a lot about the Marvel horror section. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of stuff out there. And like, she never talked about her brother. Like I thought that maybe Quicksilver would come back.
I did kind of too, yeah.
They missed, they dropped a lot of balls, but as I see Disney Plus Marvel movies is, they hook you and then they don't give you the bag of goods that they promise you sometimes.
Other slight thing that really doesn't bother me much, but like if I'm going to sit here and dissect the movie, from where we left Wanda at the end of WandaVision to where this movie was an extreme leap in turn of character. Now, the Darkhold probably had a lot to do with that, so that's easily explainable. But that's about all I got for gripes or complaints.
I think I think that the multiverse is going to have a lot to do with things going forward. So I kind of disagree with you there, Cable. I think, everything that we're moving towards with the secret world wars is going to have to be around the multiverse in a lot of ways. And the world's colliding. And,
right.
You know what I mean?
That's absolutely where we're headed. I just felt like when the movie was over, everything was just back to normal, other than Strange
as they thought, though. But truly, it wasn't, because it's the incursion. You know what I mean? It slowly started to come about. So he thought everything was hunky dory, but it truly wasn't.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they keep the storyline going, because Miss Marvel, I would imagine, won't have anything to do with the multiverse. Thor: Love and Thunder could. She-Hulk, I wouldn't think so.
No, She-Hulk's a
Black
comedy.
Panther: Wakanda Forever, I wouldn't think so.
No.
We have the Werewolf by Night special, and then we have the Guardians Christmas special, and then that's it for the MCU for the year. So I don't think we're going to get much more multiverse storyline this year. And then next year kicks off with Ant-Man 3, Quantumania.
That's
with
where you. That's
Lee. I can't think of his name, but Kang will be there, and so we're not going to see a lot of multiverse stuff for a while. But
now, did you think we were going to see Kang in the multi? I thought we were going to saw.
I thought we might. Yeah, I thought we might, and I tried not to. That was, and like I said, I tried to keep my expectations at bay and not even think of possibilities. But it was hard not to when you have a title like In the Multiverse of Madness, and you have a trailer that shows all this huge stuff. At least for me, seeing the Illuminati in the trailer was huge. So, I hate to judge a movie on what it wasn't when they never said it would be. But yeah, I don't know. I think it wasn't.
They didn't last. They didn't last like 10 seconds against her, and then they destroyed their Strange of their world like quickly. I mean, from what we saw,
I love that scene, because we talked about in the parking lot afterwards. The Illuminati in the comics makes the tough decisions. They send Hulk into space. They mind wipe Captain America.
They don't fight.
Right.
The Illuminati sit back and pull the puppet strings. They never go out and do what they did in this movie. So that's totally different than, but
that's gonna happen. But I don't think you can fit into a Doctor Strange movie where an Illuminati from an entire different universe is puppeteering, like just for time wise. That's just the easiest way to show that they are capable of.
But they didn't have the Iron Ultron bots. They don't have that in the comic book. In the comic book, they sit and they go into a little room and then they talk about what they do and then they roll out. It's like going to an Eagles or Elks meeting and they roll the fuck out. Like they don't have a big building where they have all that other stuff, And they did fuck over the Hulk and when they did to him in the comic book world. I mean, they had no concerns because actually you were missing the rapport of Anthony, Tony Stark. You didn't have Stark, and Stark was a prick in the Illuminati, and then you had the regalness of the Submariner. Yeah. And I thought they would have brought him in, or they might have introduced instead of Mordred Blade. Like Wesley Snipes' Blade would have been cool, I thought. But that was I didn't get that. I never get anything I want except for the girl I'm gonna marry. So
that's one that matters the most.
Yes, I know. But I like to, I'm gonna go see it again.
Those are my gripes, but the things that I'm happy about, if we want, go ahead.
Do you think that they wasted John Krasinski?
I don't know, because they absolutely could bring him back. Right.
Good.
I heard he was going to be the director of the Fantastic Four. I heard, because that's what I've been
possible. Yeah. A thing that I think was clever. I love that they brought Patrick Stewart in, and I love that they killed him, because
no more.
I want X-Men to be completely recast inside the MCU. I don't want any of the Fox.
He wants
X-Men.
to do more.
Well,
that's what he said. I'm like, no. I mean, he did what he did, and
they could hire me.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they already called me at work Professor X, so
there you go.
Yeah. But I don't want any of that.
I'm available. I'm right here. Already bald. So
but they also but Reed actually mentioned his wife. So there is a Sue Richards in that multiverse.
There's no way you don't have an entire Fantastic Four.
And there's a Franklin Richards and his daughter. So those three characters, they're all mentioned. So they will all be coming in the realm of the MCU universe. more now than later.
Right. But I dug the horror vibes myself. I like that. I like all the stuff Sam Raimi did because he came up in horror, so that makes sense for him to do that.
It
Right.
does, and if that was the direction they were going, he was the right director. However, maybe you guys can confirm or deny this, but I heard there was a lot of reshoots within this
There was
movie.
There
So
probably was.
Yeah, and he
I
also
don't know what
wasn't
the
the
reasons
original
were.
director.
Okay, so what were the reasons for the reshoots? Do you know?
They don't ever say, but I think it was
a COVID thing? Was it
That could
no,
have been
it
it.
wasn't
they'd up the
COVID.
ante whenever Spider-Man came out?
I believe it was story reasons
Because
but,
they didn't have. I don't know if they had Chavez as the situation in the storyline.
Geez,
because
that would have been the entire movie being reshot then.
they announced her forever ago.
Yeah, but they had her. They wanted her in Spider-Man. That's
Yeah,
what he
but
just said. I just watched an interview with him. He's like,
Yeah.
What
Well,
would
I
they
mean,
have
but
done
she
with her in
was
Spider-Man?
because she could have. I don't know. She could have brought the other ones.
I'm just
right, but she
asking,
was one of the
sure.
she was one of the first characters announced when they announced Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
so,
because the action figure was out. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I'm talking years ago when they first announced this movie. They said they were going to do America Chavez. Like Bubba said, her character was great. I loved like when Wanda's doing the spell casting, and we're getting like the Craft vibes, that old 90s witch movie.
I felt like there was a lot of that, like a lot of different horror movies pulled into this.
Yeah.
But I mean, makes sense, I guess.
Well, she's now the greatest. She's now the greatest villain in all MCU.
Yeah.
Her redemption arc is going to take a long time.
Well,
where do they
you
go?
Said they signed her for 7 years, so clearly
they're going.
That was something going around. I haven't heard anybody talk about that lately, but I saw
that could potentially only be 2 movies, though.
Yeah, this is her. Right. This is her. Her Scarlet Witch in this movie is the way she was when she destroyed the Avengers mansion and killed Scott Lang and Jack of Hearts and did all that stuff. This is what she did. So they didn't do all that. They did a lot of this in the movie, killing the Illuminati and all that stuff, which is going to be repercussions because that's probably what's going to start the Battle World Secret Wars because 616 universe is going to defend Wanda and that other universe wants fucking Wanda taking care of what she did. I just brought this up. This is just me now, right now.
Well, 616 is our doctor. Like
yes, this was is this MCU. They're going to have to defend Wanda against the 836 because she killed all the Illuminati. Like that Wanda in that world is probably catching a lot of shit.
Okay, so why are they defending her?
Because it's in the redemption arc. The story, she's going to be redeemed. She's not. So she's going
to be on the lunchbox.
She's going to be on the lunchbox and the cooler. Yeah, it's just a matter if she signed for 7 movies. She's not going to be the main. She's going to have to pay for her misdeeds, and that's what she did in the comic book. And then,
especially since her kids are going to be a part of Young Avengers, right?
They should be.
They supposedly.
Now, I don't know how they do that because the way the movie wrapped up, she doesn't have kids. And how do you ever?
She does, but in different multiverse.
Right, but those aren't her kids. Those are the other universe's Wanda's kids. So how do you ever? Right, how do you ever have her come take those kids without her being a villain again? Because she's taking kids from other Wandas that don't belong to her. And that was like how the movie, the climax.
Maybe the Agatha TV show could add to this.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Could be. Initially, whenever this movie was announced, I kept using the word mind beep. And
what's the beep?
Mind fuck, Bubba. It was a mind fuck.
Okay.
I kept using the word mind fuck. You want me to say
a quarter?
There.
There's 50 cents. 50 cents.
But anyway,
brain fuck. I like brain fuck.
There's 75.
But the reason the reason I kept saying that is because I thought it would be. It wasn't as much as I thought.
Right.
Matter of fact, I thought it was a lot more easily to understand than Moon Knight in a lot of ways.
Maybe
I love
Moon
Moon Knight,
Knight
but-
made us reach a higher level of.
I told you need a
clarity.
PhD to understand the first part of that. Though they wrapped it up nicely. It was a beautifully
did.
done show. But
Mhm.
no, let's get into grades here. Which one do you two want to give your grade first?
I'll go. I mean, it's a B or a B plus for me. I'll go B. I'll just make it a straight B.
Bubs, what do you think?
I will go as my MCU rankings or whatever. Like the best movies are the End Game and No Way Home. Civil War is ranked up there. I'll give it a B plus, but close to an A. Now, if I go see it again, because I'm going to, it'll be different. It'll be different. I'm pro Doc Strange, but I think that
was great.
Yeah, I think he did a great job, and I think that end credit with Clea showing up, because now he's done with Christine, and then now his love interest is hotter. But also in the comic book, and he gets killed. They're married, and she's the Sorcerer Supreme, and then they bring in her she's the niece of Dormammu. So I mean that is definitely going to be something in the third movie. That has to come in the third arc of this movie. Because that's a major.
She's also a villain. Like she's a love interest, but she's also like a rival of his. Like there's some love hate going on there.
Well, I mean, she was part of,
yeah,
but she was a discipline for he was an apprentice. She was his apprentice. And then they got married, and then now as in the comic book realm, because he got killed. She is now a Sorcerer Supreme in the comic book thing right now, so she's good right now. But sometimes they bicker, because I guess married couples usually do, and he just didn't get married. He just didn't marry her like offhand. Like she's been a character since the late '60s, so it's not like she just showed up and then he got a great actress to play her, which I didn't see that coming either. So that
was a surprise.
It was a surprise, and I knew who she was as soon as her fucking hair was white. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And she's now in the MCU, so they got a grade A.
Where we see a Doctor Strange 3?
Oh yeah, almost definitely. They almost made $200 million.
Well, it's saying Doctor Strange has now grossed more than 600 million worldwide.
In a week, in a fucking week.
Less than.
I can't gross that in 10 lifetimes.
You can very much tell that going forward, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, maybe Wanda are who are going to prop up the MCU, and then the supporting cast and the other players will be there. But they feel like,
hey Shane,
did he finally get on?
Yeah.
Where you at, Shane? Where you been, man?
But they feel like who is going to be leading the MCU pack with everybody else in supporting roles.
It has to. They're the biggest names,
right?
Too,
well, he's Strange is now the Stark.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's also a leader. Because he was a leader of the Defenders in the comic book. He has leadership abilities,
and the character overall is just badass. And I think I leaned over and told Caleb this in the middle of the movie. During the wedding scene where he did the cape thing and went over the banister. I'm like, Doctor Strange is just so badass. Like
the cape is the MVP. That cape has done massive amounts of things in all these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as with Iron Man. In 2005, nobody gave a shit about Iron Man as a comic character.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say nobody gave a shit about him, but the mainstream, he wasn't a popular character.
Right. People that didn't do the stuff we're doing.
Right. Doctor Strange isn't either, and they're doing the same thing they did. They found a perfect actor, just like they did with Robert Downey Jr., that completely can embody the role. He's loving it. I saw a quote or an interview he did and said that he's not even close. Yeah. He's not even close to being tired of playing Doctor Strange.
He's
There's
perfect.
So many more. Right. There's so many more roles, or not roles, stories he wants to do in that character. So yeah, he's the new Iron Man for sure.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. But he's definitely the most. I can't think of anybody better that could play him.
Oh no,
no. But for me, I'm going to give it a B. I really enjoyed it. Again, I got to see it with you guys. I got to see it with Shane. Had a good evening. Thought it was a great movie. And I try to look at things like that. I don't go into things with the expectation that I'm just going to shit all over it and hate it. I want to, like it. And it gave me no reason not to. Little stupid things bothered me, but it's fine. It's all good.
Well, it was entertaining. I mean, it just.
I'm not gonna. It definitely didn't hit my top 5. I don't think. I don't know. I'd have to think about top 10. I don't know. I'd think
we're gonna run out of room because every time they do a movie, we kick something out of the top 5. Like something gets kicked out.
But
not
overall,
this time.
I enjoyed it. It's definitely worth a watch.
Shane said he was watching Netflix's Mincemeat. I have no clue what the hell show that is, but
you forgot about us for Netflix. You were Netflixing and chilling when you could have been Triple B and chilling.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there's so many. Like I don't know. Like Wanda, from Wanda. If you watch WandaVision and you go see this, it's just a drastic. It's a flip. It's just so. She's so badass. She's so badass, and there is not even the only delay of her not being badass is when she's pruning that tree. Like the 10 seconds she's pruning that fucking tree, all of a sudden she's badass. 2 minutes. Yeah, and she was already setting a stage up for trying to get American Chavez way before. So
yeah, when that reveal happens and Doctor Strange realizes he's in a trap, that just the movie wasn't slow like you said. It hit the ground running. But once that part hits and we know it's on, then it's like a freight train at that point. And she's the conductor.
and Cumberbatch is extraordinary because he played numerous roles in this movie, just like Isaac did. Oscar Isaac did.
But it wasn't the same.
It wasn't.
No.
But it wasn't the same.
I get what you're saying.
It wasn't the same. No. But he played he was an arrogant, cocky defender, Strange. And then he was trying to, he was going to go out and he was like, I'm going to have to, take out Chavez. You know what I mean? He was just cutthroat. Zombie. He was cutthroat. Yeah. And then, the zombie was
stupid.
I love the zombie myself.
It looks so fake. I tell you what, Michael Jackson's Thriller looked more real than that.
Yeah, but that's Evil Dead. That's Sam doing Evil Dead stuff because that's what he did for Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell. And I did like the scene with Bruce Campbell because Bruce Campbell is in every.
We can do better than movie.
That. I love Bruce Campbell, and the second post-credit scene when he's punching himself, and then he says, "It's over," and looks into the camera, and the camera
I'm like,
that's straight from Evil Dead. That's legit. That's like a scene. That's exactly how he used to shoot Bruce in the Evil Dead.
Yeah. I have that.
But anyway,
series.
Final thoughts before we wrap this up. We're over an hour now.
Elizabeth Olsen is a superstar.
Yep.
I love the horror vibes. I think the plot was really good. I think it could have done more in certain aspects, but I don't think on repeated viewing that's gonna hinder the movie for me. I think it's a really enjoyable movie that now that I know what the movie is, I will continue to enjoy it.
Bubs?
I think it was a great movie. I think the showing of the Illuminati, but they didn't last long. And that has sprinkled a lot more stuff that's going to go on the MCU with all these the characters that we want to see. Now we will see. I'm happy with that. But also, too, this has set the small stages for Secret Wars. It is a small stage set up in the multiverse of madness a little bit. And it's going to have ramifications over the long haul. Like we know she signed 7 films. She's going to have a redeeming
7
arc.
years.
7 films. 7 films. Sorry, 7 films, 7 years.
7 years. Yeah,
7 years.
Which could be 2 movies.
It'll take 7 years to do these movies anyway. To do 2 movies, but you're going to see a total, and she's going to have to do something to get back in the good graces of everybody because she's not. And I don't know how they're going to bring her kids in. I don't know, so I'm not going to speculate. I just It is what it is. I just want to sit here and enjoy the ride, and I don't like to wait for a couple years for the next one, but that's the way it's going to be. I'm going to go see it again, and I wish they had just added a little bit more cameos into the madness just to put it out there to make it canon, maybe. That's all. But it was I'm going to go. I was enjoying it, and I had a good time with you guys, and and if people shit on it, I mean, that's just the way it is. People shit on everything anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
I like
That's everybody's opinion. Right.
Yeah. My opinion, I'm sticking with it.
I enjoyed it. Definitely watch it again. I thought it furthered the storyline into where we wanted to go. I thought maybe, like I said, the expectations were a little too high because it was a multiverse. They thought a lot of cameos. There was their opportunity to do that, tie some loose ends. Maybe didn't make sense. We didn't get that per se, so people's expectations dropped. Mine did not, however. Overall, great movie. And yeah, I didn't say it at the top whenever we started rolling here, but as always, we are more than a podcast. We are an experience, and we have shit to say. But that's all we're gonna say for the evening. I'm gonna roll it out.
Peace out, people.
Later, guys.
Find my cue later.